Let me come to Daly. I'm still thinking about figures here.
Okay.
How much have we seen? Whether in the past days, you've been organizing this for 5 years.
Yes.
Can you quantify the volume, the amount, the quality of investments that have come into Nigeria in the past 5 years, or even in the past few days that this trade fair has been going on?
Okay. 3 years ago, that was in 2011, we had a kind of little research, a kind of little survey,
Okay.
And we came out that within the 10-day period of the trade fair, we had the volume of business that was, I'm talking about just the 10 days now, I'm not talking about what even happened after, was about $100 million. That was in 2011. And subsequently, we've been having, because at every trade fair we have survey of the exhibitors and the visitors. And we're not even talking about those buying and selling. We're talking to the foreigners and to business people who come in. And what tells me that the volume is getting higher every year is the fact that every trade fair you have at least a 75% return of previous exhibitors. Then you have maybe 25% of new exhibitors. And the figure keeps going up. I must confess, it's difficult to give you a specific figure now, basically because of our lack of statistics in Nigeria. But the FCC on its own, this year, our survey, we're doing a separate survey to determine volume of business. And I think at the end of the year, we'll be able to give you specific on the volume. But in 2011, we had a business of about $100 million at the trade fair, 10 days. That's just to show you, and this is now a new Nigerian economy. So you can only imagine how far we'll have gone between now and then. But at the end of the trade fair, I'm sure we'll be able to give you an accurate figure, very close.
Because the numbers are very important for us.
They are,
we need to keep tracking them. You want to say something?
Yeah,
we need to keep tracking the numbers to allow us to gauge the impact of these trade fairs on Nigeria and what sectors they're actually targets on, because I know that every country that comes here, or even company, is looking forward to going to a particular area of the economy. You can have your take.
Yes, just to intervene. Well, it's difficult to actually give you a specific figure because it is an ongoing, event. Perhaps it may take some time to know the actual impact in terms of investment decisions made by foreign investors. But as you know, Nigeria is Africa's #1 foreign investment destination, and that means that yearly we get averagely between $6 and $7 billion investment. Now, this year's International Trade Fair, of course, is focusing, the thing is on promoting Nigeria as a foreign investment destination, primarily. And like I've observed at the trade fair, I see foreign exhibitors, taking a cue from Nigeria's economic priority, economic policy priorities. And right now, like I said, we have this auto industry sector emphasis. So there are many investors who are out there, both Chinese and Japanese and others, and some of these exhibitors, if they are coming, certainly it's going to lead to investment decisions, to invest in the Nigerian auto sector. As you are aware, already there are 3 companies investing in local vehicle production in Nigeria, but I believe that, we certainly will have a reasonable amount of investment, but don't forget that this is not the only opportunity for investors making decisions on investing in Nigeria. We also have other trade fairs happening in the country, and the other government policy, thrusts, which by themselves generate foreign investment decisions. Yes.
Okay, Daly, I'd like to talk about the products that are being exhibited here. Are they local, foreign? Some people are of the view that we have most of these products are actually foreign products that are being sold here. What's your take?
Well, to an extent, they may be right, but whether I would like it or not, it's just an indication of what is happening within the Nigerian economy. And it's a mixed grill of both. We have both local and foreign products. But of course, because whether I would like it or not, now we do a lot of importation. And it's just, what is happening at the trade fair is just an indication of what's happening within the Nigerian economy. And I think one of the ways to correct it is having this kind of trade fair. When organizations come in, foreign companies come in, and all they want to do is sell. But when they get here and they see the potentials, everybody wants to test the water. Nobody will rush into it. When they see the potential it has and everything, they come in and we start talking about manufacturing. But we must take it away now from the trade fair. We must also look at beyond the trade fair, what incentives are in place, how is our infrastructure ready to take these investors where they want to come in. Do we encourage them or do we push them away? It starts even from arrival at every port of entry in Nigeria. How do we welcome them? What do we show them when they want to come in? So the trade fair will play its role, the government will play its role. We as a people will also play our own role.
I'm going to go to Paul Igbinoba. Dele was talking about the influx or the exhibition of foreign products at the trade fair. What signal do you think this sends to our government in terms of the need to put our infrastructure right that way to promote the production of local products, so that at trade fairs we will also show those that are coming, while they bring their own products into Nigeria, we'll also show them most of what we also produce here?
Well, it's actually a mix of foreign and local products at the fair, like you also said. To put things in perspective, the Nigerian manufacturing sector has actually come up in recent years. Before the British economy, it was about 2%. Now it's about 7% of the GDP. So we're actually trying, but a lot more can be done. But certainly we cannot overemphasize the importance of infrastructure. When talking about infrastructure, we're talking primarily now about power supply. That's most central. You know, that's the most important, cost factor, in terms of manufacturing. Well, we are aware of the perennial challenges we face with power supply in Nigeria, but also government has been doing a lot in recent times. As you're quite aware, we've prioritized the power sector, and a whole lot of focus is and effort and investment is being channeled right now into that sector. For example, the transmission company of Nigeria, which is the only aspect that government has retained, is being seriously repositioned with $1 billion investment every year and all that. So if this continues, if the private owners of these power plants are able to actually get it right and get all the support they need, and then government also continues to support the transmission sector, in another 2-3 years, a lot of things, it will be quite a significant improvement in the power sector. Now, beyond that too is road and rail. We need good roads, and also I think in recent times so that some effort is happening in that direction. But we really must begin to invest heavily in a standard gauge rail system. No economy moves and grows at a fast pace without a very, very well-established and network of modern rail system all over the country. So that is one of the new areas of challenge in infrastructure that Nigeria will have to actually face up with, beyond power, beyond road. Yes.
Okay. Dele,
Yes.
some have described the trade fair in Nigeria as a marketplace, another marketplace. Is that the concept of the trade fair? Is it just to create a market, an environment for people to just exchange goods and services and buy and sell?
Yeah, it really isn't supposed to be that way. A trade fair is supposed to be a place where you consummate serious business deals.
Yes.
And not just a place where you do buying and selling. But over the years, in the last 15, 20 years, it has been an avenue for organizations, really in the fast-moving consumer goods, to kind of empty their warehouses, and they come in, they give people wonderful discounts and everything. And you find out people are saving from January to November to come and buy something. And then for the Lagos General Trade Fair, one other thing is that its closeness to the Yuletide, season.
Yuletide.
Yeah, exactly. Also, maybe
Holidays.
this is the time to come and buy for Christmas and things like that. But what the Lagos Chamber has done and is still trying to do is to, as much as possible, give the opportunity for you to do that you're buying and selling, but also create that atmosphere for the business people who want to do good businesses. And that is why we've kind of sectoralized If you go into our indoor halls, you don't see people actually doing buying and selling. Our indoor halls are where the foreigners are. This is where we even created in there a section for business to business meeting where people can go. You want to leave the crowd and go in there to have a kind of short business discussion. So we found out that it's going to be difficult to just cut off the people doing business, but we continue to do what we call exhibitor enlightenment. We do training program every year for our exhibitors to tell them, because we found out that even these companies measure their success at the fair by the volume of sales they are able to get at the trade fair. And we continue to tell them this is not actually, it's not a fun fair, it's a business fair.
And so many of these companies look forward to making very huge sales.
They do.
Yeah.
Towards the end of the year, and of course we're wrapping up the year, so they all
So I think
bring everything out.
I always say that what we are trying to do is to take care of the Nigerian aspect of it. People expect to sell, people expect to come in there and buy. So you must also give them an opportunity in a sane environment.
Okay.
We will make sure the environment remains conducive and sane, and also create that environment where the businessman who wants to do business will not be turned away because of the volume of people that come there.
Come in. So we must balance both.
Exactly. We just must balance.
Okay.